Hi guys and ladies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisema Matsietsi. In this video we're continuing about the different type of analysts like we did on the previous video. Don't worry if you haven't seen the previous video, because on this video we are continuing, but you don't have to necessarily watch the previous one to understand this one. If you like what we're talking about here of different type of analysts, feel free to watch the previous one or even the next one, even though they are all standing on their own. We are talking about the different type of analysts. We're looking at what do they do, what is common among themselves, and the big question is how much do they earn. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. First, before we start, let's just recap in case you didn't watch the previous one. What is an analyst? So an analyst is someone who gathers data, studies the data, and produces conclusion based on what do they find. That's more or less just a general definition of what an analyst is. They have to deal with data, they gather data, and then they find out some insights from the data itself. And analysts do this to find patterns within the data and make meaningful decisions and changes based on what they learn. Analysts work in a wide range of industries. It's not just in finances or not just in medical industries or in insurance only, but they work in various range of industries and helping to improve efficiency to make strategic decisions. So that's just a high level definition of what an analyst is. You go around, you find out what is the pattern, you go around, you analyze what you can do some prediction, and then you give out some insights based on whatever predictions that you're looking at. In this video, we're going to be looking at 5 different types of analysts. The first one, I like this one because we started by talking about data. So this will be a data analyst. Data analysts, they collect and interpret different types of data. The purpose of data analyst is typically to provide a data-driven foundation for decision making, that you just don't make a decision based on gut feel, but it's based on data. Data analysts look for patterns or trends and use this to make projections. So they might go back and say, we already have a model. Based on our model, we expect your data to follow the same pattern. Whatever decision that you have to make, it will be based on whatever the data that they're looking at. They may also provide easy to read reports that simplify the complex data. You remember when I did a few videos, we spoke about the different levels of data analyst. You have data analyst, data architect, and all of those data engineers. We're gonna make another one, where we also split the difference between them. They all still fall under, as far as I'm concerned, they still fall under the umbrella of a data analyst, because what they do is data analysis, but it's different type of people that looks in there. Let's look at how much more or less do they earn. Average salary is about $74,000 in a year. We're sitting in South Africa, you multiply by 18, so you can get more or less what it looks like, but different country pay different rates. So this is based on 8,900 people that went into Indeed.com website. They disclosed how much they earn, how much experience they have, and what position they are fulfilling in whatever industry. You can see that the 74, the minimum is about 48,000, and the highest that they have captured here was 113. And it's different type of people that can be hiring this type of data analysts. They are highly in demand. Everybody else is talking about data analysis. If you want, it's the easiest way to get into the analysis game, just analyzing data. But if you don't feel like data and your SQL databases are for you, no problem. This is not the only type of analyst that's there. The second one is a network analyst. So a network analyst is a type of people that go and analyze and they design and they analyze the computer network that the organization uses. We all know that a network is just those cables that say, how does this computer talk to this one, that one talks to this one, all of that. The fact that devices are connected together, it's a network, and a network analyst, they go in and they say probably what's the best way of looking at the network efficiency, stuff like that. Their primary duties include creating network systems that meet the needs of the organization, monitoring the network system for effectiveness and providing technical support. Not just them saying, okay, we've put LAN cables on all the computers are connected, the printer and whatever, but they still look at what is maybe consuming network band, stuff like that. They're still sitting and monitoring that, and when things go wrong, they can come in and help you with the maintenance itself. Those are the network analysts, very, very good job. Looking at the salary, the average salary in the United States, $75,369, minimum being $45,000, maximum being $125,000. You will understand why they are needed, because the bigger the company, the complex the network, the bigger the amount of money you would want to pay for this type of people. Just to say what the network look like, what's the best way of dealing with this network. You remember this if you did your studies. I remember in informatics was one of those things that we had to learn, how data flies through the network and how much bandwidth are you going to need for that data. And the more the complex the network, the architecture, the more complex this becomes. Average salary is based on 517 people that are in this field. How much do they earn? I mean, you might not, as a company, you might not need the whole team full of network analysts. You might just need one or two specialists in there. And that's why there's not a lot of people compared to the data analysts that actually filled up their salaries, as far as I'm concerned. The next one is the people that are talking about the economy. The economist analyst. The economist analyst works with large data sets to create economic forecasting models for private organizations or the government. So they come in and they're like, okay, we are seeing what the CPI, X, GII, whatever the case is, gross domestic products. We're seeing balance of payments. This is where it's going. But if all of those are linked with interest rates, if the interest rate go up, this is where the model will tell us. They research the current economy and past trends to determine what the economy will look like in a short and in the long future. Companies hire economist analysts to help them better predict future events so they can make financial decisions. Well, I know where we work, we have lots of these people. Sometimes we just leave it and we just call them economists. These are the people that are really into econometrics, not just the people that are just talking about the theory, but the economic analyst is mostly econometrics type of people, because they still need statistical things like probability. In terms of the money, 75,000 is the average salary from a type of people that submitted into there. So it's actually a quite huge area, and it's quite interesting. The next one that we're looking at is operations analyst. As the name tells us, they have to do with the company operations, probably look at the efficiencies of the operations. So an operations analyst identifies problems related to business operation and helps create solutions to improve communication, data management, and lead generation. So they collect the data from certain departments such as sales and marketing, and create reports for company decision makers, so that we can come back and say, for operations committee, they can come back and say, this is how the operations are going, this is where we are missing, this is where we're hitting the green mark type of a thing. So operations analyst, there isn't much titles that are out there saying we're looking for operations analyst. They might be hiding, like in my previous role, I was hiding under the title sales operations manager. So all I did in there was just operational analysis. Average salary is about 67,000, which is the medium from 2.7 thousand people that actually volunteered to give their financial information. Next one, the last one for this video, is the one that, if you're talking about being an analyst, is the first one that pops up. And this is the business analyst. I must say, business analysts are different types. There's one on the financial side of things, there's one on the IT side of things. But for this purpose, let's just combine them together as business analysts. And business analysts, they study the current state of the business and they find areas that could be improved. So the whole problem is business improvement. Areas that they may study includes customer needs, technology requirements, and financial data. We have different type of analysts. Business analysts, one could be a technology or IT business analyst, other ones could be a financial data analyst. And then here we also see that there could also be just a business analyst that's just looking at the process flows to say a customer must flow this way, this is what it must look like. You become also a business analyst or not. After conducting the analysis, business analysts present their conclusion to managers to help them implement suggested changes. So the average salary for business analysts, you can just imagine these people are highly in demand. 83,000 is the medium salary, the highest being 126 and the lowest being 55. This was based on 12,700 people that are falling under the business analyst umbrella. So you can see out of here thus far what we have done, the most interesting analysis or people that suggested their salaries on Indeed.com were actually business analysts, followed by data analysts and probably project analysts. But most of the people that are sitting as analysts, they are probably business analysts. And you still have, like the likes of the financial analysts, which is the people with the CFA and type of thing. But the business analysts are the biggest ones that are sitting down here. And you can just imagine, all the education that they have to go to understand exactly what do they need. Okay, so guys, this is our video for today. If you like what I've spoken about, feel free to like, subscribe, do anything else that you want to do to show that you really support the work that we are doing here. I also appreciate your comments down here. If there's something else that I missed or I misrepresented it, I also feel free that you can correct me down in the comments below, or you can email me at info@beingananalyst.co.za, info@beingananalyst.co.za. You can also visit our website. I always like when people come over to the website. Please feel free, www.beingananalyst.co.za. Book some time with me. We can do free training. We can talk about databases, Excel, PowerPoint, or just chat about how your business is doing. This is me. Let's stay tuned for the next video.